Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here today. And I know you could be anywhere and you chose to be here to build some skills. Our session today is how to build sustainable sales growth for your business in 2025. Our speaker is Sara Simmonds, CEO of Impact Innovator. Next slide. This is our agenda. We're going to start with introductions and housekeeping. We're going to move right into our speaker session and then do some Q&A and wrap up. Oops, go back to the upcoming events if you could, Naveen. We have a bunch of upcoming events I was going to share. March 13th, Impact Communications for the Great Realignment, which is focusing on navigating ESG and DEI messaging in 2025. That'll be an excellent session. March 14th, we have our members only networking session. Those happen once a month minimum. March 20th, we're going to have a coffee, cocktails, and connections, which is kind of our International Women's Day celebration. So we're going to have our chapters from all over the world joining and breaking out into breakout rooms to get to know each other. March 25th, we have our Distributech Happy Hour. March 26th, Bioneers Empower Hour. And then during Bioneers, we'll be doing a session, Achieving Digital Inclusion for Social Equity and a Clean, Greener Future. So hopefully we'll see you at some of those events. Next slide. And who are we? Most of you know that WCS fosters an inclusive network of professionals furthering the green economy and making a positive impact on our environment. We have monthly events, annual mentorship program, an entrepreneurship circle, and in April, we're going to have our annual WCS TED Talks event during SF Climate Week. So that'll be really exciting. Zoom etiquette, let's just all stay on mute unless at the end for Q&A, you want to come off and ask a question. Share your video if you can, put your name in the chat and share, connect with other members, and yeah, just be an active listener. Next slide. If you're not a member, within 24 hours of today's event, you can be reimbursed for today's session and join and get all of these benefits, access to the WCS event calendar, happy hour, all of our events, discounts on some of our larger events like WCS Talks. So that would be great timing if you're not a member. And there's also student discounts. For corporate membership, if your company might be interested, please reach out. Check us out on the website with a full review of the different levels of membership. And yeah, you can also see the other members that are available on our website. Next slide. And here is our speaker, Sara Simmonds, CEO of Impact Innovator. Sara is an exclusive global mastermind for some of the world's top purpose-led founders looking to scale and helping them achieve rapid growth and impact through her methods. Today, she'll share these, and any founders listening who are ready to scale will have the opportunity to book a call with her after this presentation. And without further ado, Sara, take it away.
Thank you very much, Trish, and lovely to be here with you all today. So I'd love to begin. I love making things really interactive and fun. And so I'd love to begin by asking you guys to drop in the chat what you do. Are you founders? Are you thinking about doing a startup? Are you a scale up? What do you guys do? And it's a really intimate session today. So as Trish shared, if you want to put your cameras on, if you haven't already, please do. And throughout the session today, I invite you to ask questions all the way through about what I'm sharing. And let's go from here. So, as Trish mentioned, my name is Sara Simmonds. I'm based in London, but I work with founders across the globe, and I specialize in helping purpose-led founders, climate tech founders scale. So I've been in this area for over 15 years, and I understand all the challenges around scaling a purpose-led company. And that's what has enabled me to put together the mastermind that I give to founders and the secrets that I'm going to share with you today. So, what are you guys sharing in the chat here? Let's have a look. So, I'm a founder, Null Wen, and you want to help tech companies decarbonize their technology. Sounds fantastic. Leslie, I'm a sustainability communications consultant. And then we've got board members, and Cassie is saying, hi, great to connect. So keep sharing what you do. So, Cassie, you're at scaling stage. Amazing. So great. Thank you, everybody. Dana, you're from San Francisco. You're a founder. You help companies save the planet through circularity. Awesome. So, guys, let me ask you, what's your biggest challenge right now? What's your biggest challenge? Is it slow sales conversion? Is it brand awareness? Is it how to scale? Is it funding? Is it something else? Write your biggest challenge here in the chat. What's your biggest challenge right now? And when you've got that, what do you want to learn today? What do you want to learn how to overcome? So if you guys write your challenge in the chat, that will be fantastic. Is it brand awareness? Is it closing sales? Is it how to talk about your business in a way that makes sense to people? So, Leslie, you're losing business through the rise of AI marketing. I understand that. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is a solution to that too. Really important in these 4 secrets. I'm going to be talking a lot about thought leadership and how that's an answer to AI as well. So, anyone else, what's your biggest challenge? Biggest challenges going on right now? Branding and messaging, Dana. Yeah, I totally understand. And this workshop's going to solve it for you. So I'll dive in. And if you want to keep sharing big challenges, that will be awesome. So I became a purpose-driven founder to really make an impact, as I'm sure you guys did too. But I didn't realize how hard scaling a purpose-led company can be. Now, why do you think and scaling a purpose-led company is hard to do, guys, more than kind of another type of company? Why do you think scaling a purpose-led company is hard to do from your experiences? Leslie shared another big challenge, ideal persona creation. Yeah. So why do you think purpose-led companies are so difficult to scale? Is it because we're innovating something new? Is it because people just don't get what we're selling? Is it something else? Why is scaling a purpose-led company so challenging? You can also share if you want on speaker. No one shared anything yet, so I'm going to reveal it to you. The reason why scaling a purpose-led company is so challenging is because most of the time we're innovating something new, and innovation is really complicated. And today and always, simplicity is what sells. I lost 150K figuring that out. You can see me here. This is in 2006. This is my first purpose-led company. It's a sustainable jeans brand. And there's all the things that were written about that jeans brand. But do you think that enabled it to sell? No, because that's too complicated for people to remember. So a lot of what I'm talking about today is sales, but it's also growth. It's also brand awareness. It's also, scaling. It's every single thing is connected today, right? So the principles that I'm talking about today are everything you need to know about scaling your company, with sales being a big part of it. So simplicity is what sells. And it was right after this moment, winning Impact Entrepreneur of the Year, that I watched my dream crumble before my eyes. Now, the reason that dream crumbled isn't because I hadn't built amazing traction. I hadn't got amazing distribution. I actually had. Why it failed, right? And why my company crumbled was lack of sustainable growth. So I made it my business after that point, right? At that point, I'd unlocked the first secret that I'm going to share with you today. But I realized there was three more missing secrets to build sustainable growth. So I made it my business to figure out every single secret so that I knew, as a purpose-led founder, you could have a bulletproof system to scale. And I'm going to share it as we go through now. Is this exciting, guys? Is it useful? Yeah. And Marcy shared biggest challenge, learning, pivoting fast enough, and then scaling without running out of cash. I love it, Marcy. Yes, you got it. It's all about scaling without running out of cash. And that's exactly what was happening here, right? I ran out of cash. My funders pulled out. We were doing great. But if you, as a founder, haven't cracked how to build sustainable growth yourself, your business is at risk all the time of your funding running out. And that's what I don't want for you. So that's why, as I said, I spent the last 15 years plus figuring out this system. So, why is scaling a purpose-led company so challenging? Which point do you guys connect with here? Is it because of lack of clarity, no clear playbook to scale, slow sales conversion, different experts that you speak to and they can't sell you innovation, being ignored, or paralyzed by uncertainty, or something else, or all of them? Which do you connect with that you find makes scaling a purpose-led company so challenging? I know a lot of the time for me, before I had this system in place, I was paralyzed by uncertainty. Each different person I spoke to would say something else. And that made me really not clear as the best way to scale. So when we're not clear, we tend to say different things and we don't say the same thing about our business. And that leads to slow sales conversion. So exactly what Dana you've shared, slow sales conversion. I can't figure out how to get my message clear. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, when we're sort of haven't got clarity, we're listening to different people, we don't have a clear playbook, all these things ultimately are connected. Then our messaging isn't clear. Then slow sales conversion happens. Because here's the thing to really also, for everybody, all of us to understand. Trish was saying before, when we were just doing some tech checks, today we're all selling. And that's a really great point. And the other thing to share is when we're selling, well, actually, how many people do you think you're selling to when you're selling? One person? One person? Dana says one. Yes, one person in front of you. But are there more people? Yeah? Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. I actually was able to build this system because I worked in the corporate world as a leading product innovator for billion-dollar retailers, right? I was a buyer for 15 years before I became an impact entrepreneur. And what I realized in sales, I had to present brands to my board. When you're selling, you're actually selling to at least 30 people, at least, if not hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Okay. So your job as a founder our jobs as founders is to get really clear because we're selling to the person in front of us. Yes, Dana, but that person has to sell also, and they have to sell also, right? So if we don't have a system in place to be able to make it super simple what we do, best case, you're losing sales. Worst case, you're running out of cash. Worst case, your whole foundation is at risk of, just having to close, be left behind by competitors who get this clarity. So I know this struggle right firsthand. So everything has been learned the hard way through blood, sweat, and tears, as I know it has been with you guys as well. And so you're in the right place because this roadmap is designed to help you specifically. Because after building a company, purpose-led company, the traditional way, when I outsourced to different experts, I was left without a reliable system to scale. I have nothing against different experts, right? I am one myself. But the problem is, if we rely just on outsourcing to them without having an internal system inside our company to scale, two things can happen. Either all those different experts will give you different advice and they will talk about you in different ways or try to sell you in different ways, or when that expert leaves, their expertise leaves with them. So you don't have this expertise to scale yourself, right? So I again realized that the hard way. That was part of the 150K that I lost. And I realized we as founders have to become experts ourselves. And we as founders need to have an internal system to scale. So this is when I decided to take a radically different approach to how I build companies. And I call it the Innovator Growth System, which is what I'm sharing with you today. It's one simple framework. And that's what you want to start to think about your business as one simple framework that where you align all these different elements in one in-house scale-up game plan. Your positioning, your offer, your thought leadership, marketing, and sales. When you do that, it's a game changer for the speed of sales conversion, for brand awareness, and for scaling. So this game plan has been proven in the last 3 years. I specialize in helping purpose-driven founders scale to 1 million, 50 million, and beyond. And it has been proven, this system, to help all these different categories of people, including your category, climate tech. So let me ask you guys a question. Are you serious about scaling your companies? I'm sure you are, right? You're all here. As Trish said, you could be anywhere today and you are here with us. So what's your goal, guys? Like, what would you like to grow by this year? Would you like to grow to 7 figures? Would you like to grow to 8 figures? Would you like to grow to 6 figures? What's your goal? Write it in the chat. Name that number as well. You can say really specifically, because this is the thing with goals. The more specific we are, the more we realize and achieve them. So say it out loud here if you would like in the chat, because again, that when we say it, we own what we want to do as growth. 6 figures this year, Noel, when? Fantastic. Today, I'm going to share the exact system that myself and other innovators are using to scale. And I'm also going to share success stories. Do you guys like hearing success stories? Yeah? Is it useful when you hear the exact, I'm talking about theory, but I'm also going to show you directly action. So I'm going to talk theory, but then show you real case studies. This is how Carol did it. This is how Alexandra did it. This is how Rachel did it, so that you can really see practical terms how this helps you. Is that helpful? Yeah? Brilliant. And Ali wants 10 repeat customers who come to you first. I love it. Brilliant. So everybody's got their notebooks. Yes? We're going to dive in to the 4 secrets to build sustainable growth. So secret 1 is how you build a $50 million foundation. Okay. So let's begin with the problem. Too many founders are trying to be everything, listening to everyone. Does anyone want to be vulnerable and put their hands up to that? I can include myself in this. For a long time, I it's really tempting. Like someone reaches out and they're like, yeah, it sounds interesting. What do you do? Sure, let's have a meeting. And then you do a meeting and selling, and then nothing happens. Right. Or they say, yeah, it's interesting, but just change this or do that. Or an investor says, yeah, it's interesting. Call me in a month. Right. All of this is examples of trying to be everything to everyone, listening to everybody. It doesn't work. Why? Because today your business has just seconds to stand out. How many seconds does everybody think that is? Do you think your business has? Dana says 5. Yes. Dana, you got it in 1. It is 5. Yeah. Isn't that amazing, guys? It used to be 10 and now it's 5. Some say it's even 3. So between 3 and 5 seconds to stand out. Wow. Right. So your job as a founder is to make your business stand out and make it simple to understand that everybody understands instantly. Right. That's your job. It's nobody else's job. And it's a really hard thing to do unless you have a game plan. So, in my experience, you guys might think differently. Now, the way to stand out instantly is to get crystal clear on the unique positioning of your business, unique being the key word. So, to build your $50 million foundation, the 2 questions to ask yourself are: one, is your unique positioning complicated, too complicated? Or 2, are you mistaking your category for your unique positioning? Which do you think, guys? Or 3, you're like, no, Sarah, my unique positioning is clear. Okay, so is it too complicated? Are you mistaking your category for your unique positioning? Right? Or is it clear? If I was to ask everybody in your team and all your clients what you do, would they say the same thing? That's the secret test. So if anyone wants to drop a chat here, where do you face a problem? Now, a big problem I see with founders is, and I was the same myself before I unlocked how to do this, was I would call my category my unique purpose position. And here are examples of categories, right? But they're not unique. That's a heads up. You might start in a category that's unique, but very quickly it becomes full of other people because after AI, purpose-driven business is one of the fastest growth areas. So I have a formula and I'm going to share it with you now on how you can build your unique positioning easily. Would you like to hear it, guys? Yeah? Great. Now I get this done for my clients in 30 days. Think to yourself, how long have you been working on a unique positioning? For me, it was years and years. And here's the thing as well. I do it for my clients in 30 days, but this is the hardest thing to do for yourself. So I also had mentors to mentor me to do it for my business because we can't see our business inside out. So your unique business starts with you as a founder. Your unique positioning is a blue sky feeling that you give people. If you write that down, you want to give people a feeling. You don't want to say words, right? I do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. It just goes in the blah, blah, blah. You have to give somebody a feeling that they connect with. So this is how you actually get to a unique purpose position. And, it looks complicated because it's not, it is and it isn't, right? It's not complicated, but you can see there's a lot that's involved. Okay. So that's why as founders, you have to go through all these different elements and build your unique purpose position in the middle. You need to look at your business mission, problem, solution you deliver, your 5-year vision of who you are becoming, the hero offer you sell that people value most, the ideal client that delivers you the most value, and your non-ideal client that you don't want to actually connect with through this messaging. And then you as a founder. And you want your unique purpose position, which I call your UPP, to be clear, simple, and aligned on all these points into one statement so that you can make people feel you instantly. Do you guys think that's possible to achieve? Yes or no? There's a little bit
Yes.
like, I'm not seeing a yeah. I'm seeing a maybe, right? I can understand why you would think, oh, I'm not sure, Sarah, because that is a lot of stuff. How on earth do we get it into one simple statement? So I can assure you, you can achieve this, right? It is possible. And I'm going to show you how. So this is how you start to achieve it. Your unique purpose position is the intersection of your mission, vision, ideal audience, and irresistible offer. Here's a real example of my sustainable jeans company. So I looked at myself as a founder, the mission I had to create zero carbon jeans that were ethically produced. I looked at my ideal vision. Oh, sorry, ideal customer, the vision of where I wanted to be distributed, and the hero offer of my brand. And this is the unique purpose position. Feel good jeans. So this is where I was able to create what I call a category of one positioning. So when I talked about, we often, before I did this, I would say I make sustainable jeans. And as I shared and inferred, that isn't unique. When I aligned who I was as a founder, who my ideal customer was, what our hero offer did, they were amazing feel good jeans. I'm a feel good person, and our clients are feel good people. This is where the words feel good come from. Okay. So this is what you're looking to do with this positioning. Create something so simple. And you want to then take a area like jeans and put a word in front of it that's yours. Then you make it unique to you. And from here, you can build a category of one niche so that you can stand out, communicate simply and efficiently. And the people that buy you know how to say the benefits of what you do. Is this helpful, guys? Yeah? And am I making it clear and simple to understand how to do it? Yeah? Any questions so far? Feel free to ask any questions at any point. So, your category of one, really important, is who you can help, plus who cares, plus who can buy, right? And this is where we all often go wrong. Okay. We try to sell to people who don't care or people who can't buy. Okay. So you want to align, the people who you can help, who do care, who can buy. And I'm going to give you a real example of one client, Marie, right? I'll share her later, but we created for her niche, real food and things the French way. And she realized through this process that her ideal customer, the ones that she loved working with, who valued her, were real people who cared about really nutritious food. And when we analyzed all those customers, they were spending with her $10,000 a year. So then she was able to, when she niched down and got really clear on the right customer, able to get rid of, not worry about putting the price of her coffee up by $1, because if those customers complained, they were the ones who didn't care. And she just needed to go and find more of the $10,000 customers. And with this, she increased her sales by 600,000. Right? So this is the beauty of how this alignment really, really works. So Lisa shared, it seems like a lot of the challenges people have is getting connected to the right customers at the right time. Sometimes when people buy and are ready to buy, there's a 3-month window in which to get in front of them and to be the mix in the pitch to pitch their product or service. Great. So Lisa, as we go through the secrets, we're going to unlock that too. Like, how do you make sure you're prepared to sell people on time? Yeah. Sound useful? Yeah. Okay. So clear on secret one, building this unique purpose position, making it simple and building a category of one. And by the way, everything that I'm talking about, it's great you mentioned this, Lisa, because I have been a buyer in the corporate world for much of my career. As I mentioned, sort of at least 12 years, and I've worked as a head buyer for billion-dollar businesses. So I know all about how to get a brand and a business prepared for that 3-month window. And I'm really happy you said this question and highlighted it, Lisa, or this point, because I really want everybody to share that know that this system, these secrets, these 1 to 4 steps are all about bringing your brand, your business, your whatever type of business you are into alignment and preparation so that you are right on the tip of people's mouths when that 3-month window is ready to strike. Okay. For example, one of my clients, Carol, I will share, her story later, she makes responsible knitwear. She only has a 3-month selling window, right? October, November, December. She's based in Asia. We had to get all this work ready so that she could sell a $300,000 sellout collection in 30 days in November. Okay. So that's what this process does. First, Carol had to get really clear on her unique purpose, and then secret to build a business into a hero offer. So let's dive into it. What's this all about? Okay. The problem today is everybody's overwhelmed, aren't they? Ourselves included, right? And customers need instant clarity why and what to buy from you. Instant clarity. Again, it comes back to they expect you to do the hard work for them. So they know within your business what to buy. Now, what I mean and how I summarize this is the idea of really getting clear for your customers on your hero offer. Who's heard this term like a hero product before? Yeah. So you haven't heard it. No, when. So hero product is like, when it comes from my sort of background in retail, it's like the thing that's like really unique and fabulous about when you look at a brand. Now, I take that concept and zoom it out and say to look at your whole business as a hero offer. You need to package up your whole business as giving someone really real clarity on positioning, your brand and your offer, all in alignment, and choosing out of everything you sell, the 20% of your business that makes your business irresistible, and getting rid of the rest, as hard as that may be. And I'll go into it more. Because if you don't simplify your entire business to be one offer that people understand, best case, again, like I said earlier, you're losing sales. Worst case, you're in danger of becoming redundant. Because this is why too many founders have an offer that's confusing or isn't scalable. But those two things are linked, because if your offer is confusing, you can't have a team to sell without you. Do you guys connect to this? Okay. Do you feel that your offers are confusing? Yeah. So this is like, it's a knock-on effect. Your offer, if it's confusing, it can't scale. Complex, yes. And that's the thing. In innovation, yes. Complexity is the key thing. And that's what, it's what I spend my days doing. I help founders simplify complexity. Because when you do, you can scale. So when you transform your business into that hero offer, you make it really simple for your customers to understand. And how you start to do that is to think of what you are selling in terms of incredible value, benefits, results, and return on investment that you give people. Return on investment doesn't need to just be money or whatever. It can be health benefits. It can be relationship benefits, or it can be wealth benefits, right? So it's this idea of simplifying and streamlining. Now, I've got another system for you where I'm going to teach you how to do that in 2 steps. Excited for it? Yeah? Cool. Okay, the first step is hero offer analysis. So I have a tool that does this, right? Now, what you can do to get started today, you want to start to use data to really get clarity on who and what doesn't serve you. right? So as much as simplifying your business, you want to simplify who you sell to or don't and be ruthless with that. This is where the idea I mentioned, Marie. Okay. So first we got clear she sold real food. Then we got clear she sold it to real people who cared about nutrition, right? When you start to get really clear on your unique offer, take that example, real food, your client that values you, real people, you can then actually optimize your pricing, increase pricing, and sell more while doing less. So you want to let go of selling to everyone, let go of selling to customers that don't value you, and let go of making more for the sake of more. Right? Helpful? Step 2 is to simplify what makes your business and your hero offer, your entire business, irresistible. You want to simplify that down to a really simple package that people understand instantly. So the 4 steps to do that are to simplify your innovation, simplify your offer, simplify your niche, and then optimize your pricing. So this is the really cool thing. I mentioned Marie increased sales by 600,000. She also increased her profits by 30%, and she was able to increase her prices by 30%, right? Because she realized it doesn't matter if someone complains about the coffee that's 50 cents more, because she's got that $10,000 customer who are a core customer. This is the beauty of how this system works. So here are 8 hero offer must-haves for you. The first is that, and you'll see now how, everything, as I said before, everything that I'm talking about is sequential steps, right? Everything we're talking about is aligning and systemizing your business in steps. Talking secret 1, unique positioning, then your category of 1, then your unique innovation, then the 10x value your business delivers to competitors, you getting really clear on this. Then the big problem you solve for your ideal customer, not for the customer who doesn't value you. No, don't bother trying to solve a problem for them, because this is the thing. Only people who are dissatisfied, who are your ideal customer, will buy from you. Never bother trying to sell to a satisfied person who you're not solving a big problem for. Then you want to focus on the big benefit for your ideal customer. You want to then have a simple hero brand story. You guys are the heroes of your story. And then you want to deliver insane ROI. As I mentioned, return on investment doesn't need to be whatever money, profit. It can be other things, right? But it's the return on investment that, that buying into your company delivers the person in either the area of health, wealth, or relationships, as these are the 3 categories that people buy. Okay, have you learned something new, helpful? Any questions? Any comments? Write them in the chat. Anything that you're connecting with, like share it here. Cassie, what about making the customer the hero and the brand is the supporting agent? What about making the customer the hero? So the thing is about like to focus on the customers who value us. So this is an interesting point. Your customer is absolutely the hero, but you're the hero too. So the idea is that you're leading your customer to a great destination. So you're a hero, okay, as a founder, and you're solving a big problem for your hero customer. So what do I mean by this idea, right? And it actually connects exactly into secret 3, building your thought leadership and packing your pipeline. If you just focus on the customer without making yourself the hero, right? You kind of not sort of becoming like a beacon of light for that customer as a thought leader. And thought leadership today is really, really important. Why? Because I've spoke to thousands of founders, And a key challenge is being ignored. Do you guys connect with that? Like, lots of people say LinkedIn, it's great, but no one responds. Yeah. And the second problem, not closing leads fast enough, that you guys have already mentioned. Okay. The reason why we're ignored is because we haven't built the power of our personal brand. So, you know, my customers, the amazing founders that I have the privilege and honor to mentor, are my heroes. But I am their hero too, right? It's a collaboration between us. They want me to be their hero, and they are my heroes as well. Yeah. And they wouldn't have bought into my business if I hadn't shown them great thought leadership to begin with. Does it make sense? So it's really important to develop a standout presence online if you want to speed up sales conversion. Because people don't buy or connect with brands, people connect with people. And this is the thing, it can be scary to put yourself out there. Does anybody feel that? Yeah, it is really scary. I mean, for years, like, you might not believe it. You might still look at me and go like, Sara, confident, whatever. But for years, I really struggled to sort of share my thoughts online and share on LinkedIn, what I really thought about something. I was like, but what do I know? Am I good enough? Right? Does it really, is it like, I don't want to be like showing off or saying this. This is really natural. But the thing is, that's what people really want today. They want to understand who you are as a thought leader, and they want to follow you and be part of your tribe. And now, with a game plan, doing this doesn't need to be hard. And I'm going to give you that game plan now. Excited? Yeah? So, this is how you can build thought leadership in 5 simple steps. The first is to get into your innovator zone of genius. So, this is within your area what you do that's unique. Then you want to share your innovator mission. Then your innovator hacks and insights. And then you want to wrap that up into simple stories that build connection. And then you want to master being public facing, sharing your image with the world. Don't hide yourself because people really want to get to know you. Do you guys have any questions about this? Share them as we go through. So here's how you can get clear on your zone of genius, that innovation that you do in your business, because you will already got clear on it in your hero offer. Then you want to look at your category of one positioning, which we've already discussed. And then you want to really share lessons, strategies, hacks, tools, and wrap that into simple storytelling, and also be, vulnerable with your audience as well, because people want to build a connection with you. So, ooh. This also works to speed up your entire sales process. So, LinkedIn, when you crack the code, and this is the code, this is how you stop being ignored and start getting noticed. So, when you've got really clear on your category of one, you want to put it on your LinkedIn. Impact Innovator is mine. Then you want to put your unique purpose position. I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs launch and scale from 0 to 50 million. Follow me for assistance on sustainable growth. That's my unique purpose position. You want to put it on here. You then want to really focus on headshot. You want to really elevate the visual appeal of your offer, through the header that you share here. And then you want to make your about section super clear and add links to your website and book a call. And the next thing you want to do is build a community of raving fans, your clients. the people who you absolutely love and who love you. And you do that by engaging with different people's posts and sharing. Like, you've got this funny picture of me here, right? This was one of my highest ever posts. Why? Because it was like an old picture of me. It was showing something very real, and it was showing people the human side of you. And that's what they want, right? They want to attract, they want to really buy into your journey as a founder. So the next step is to then connect daily to new people, all the time building your network, and really, really lean into that. Doing that ideally 1 to 2 hours every single day. Make new connections, because new connections are the lifeblood of your business. New connections. And this is the thing. If you're worried about sales closing, being slow, people feel that energy, right? They feel it. But suddenly, if you are really have a strategy in place to make more and more new connections, you're like, well, it doesn't matter if they close or not, because I've got all these great people who are new people interested in my business. So this is how to really build your thought leadership. You see, it's putting yourself out there, it's really starting to make good content, and then it's engaging with people, and then it's about building relationships. Then this is how I did it and do it with content. You share your growth strategies for free, or your any strategies or hacks. You share stories of success and failure. You share everything with no fluff. You create long form content that's clear and direct, and you use simple visual appeal photos of you. People connect to people. So guys, has that been useful? Do you think that you understand now the power of thought leadership? Not just the power, the necessity against the world of AI, right? What's going to make the difference? The brand personality. If you think about the most powerful brands in the world, are they or are they not founder led? Right? Steve Jobs, the awesome female founder behind Spanx. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Think of some of your favorite brands. They're founder led. Okay. There's no hiding from it. This is the way forward. And now this builds us on to Secret 4. And by the way, as you build and systemize secrets 1, 2, 3, guess what? You're building massive traction. Your sales are really starting to flow faster, close faster. You're able to get more and more leads. Everything in this system compounds, right? It's all about the compounding effect. So secret 4 is to systemize how you sell with a game plan. So who agrees with this or doesn't? Many founders are their biggest bottlenecks in scaling their own growth and impact. Yes? Who's a yes? Yeah? Some of you might be like, no, right? I know, again, I was in my own business until I really cracked this system. Because the thing is, if our business is complex, our team can't sell it without us. That's the thing. And what must be guarded most at all costs is your time. That's the most precious part to achieving your goals. So as soon as possible, you want to remove yourself from all of sales and all of marketing. And this is, again, everything that I'm talking about today is connected to sales, but it's your whole business. So we're talking about positioning, we're talking about clarity of your offer, we're talking about personal brand building, we're talking about marketing, and we're talking about sales. But the point is, the sale happens at the end of all of what I just shared, right? The sale closes by the rest of the system being in place. And your team can sell without you by the rest of the system being in place. And they can't if it's not. So a question from Lisa: how do you overcome the challenge? A lot of startups have their founders are either too shy on the spectrum or too technical to want to be very public, or so confused with building the business that they don't want to build up their personal brand to sell the company. So this is this is the challenge of the founder, right? And I totally get this challenge, right? As I said to you, you wouldn't believe it or not, but I'm too shy. Like, you really wouldn't believe it. Like, I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert as well. And for so many years, I just couldn't do this. I just couldn't share my story. I just didn't think I was worthy enough. I really didn't. And you just have to overcome it. It depends how strong. My question back to you guys is, how strong is your desire to succeed? Is your desire to succeed more strong than your fear of being shy? Which one is more strong? Put it here. Is your desire to succeed stronger than your fear to feel shy or not worthy? So I think this is what got me over it, right? My desire to help people make an impact, knowing that I had spent since 2006 figuring this stuff out. As my mentor, Matt, right? Matt Gray is my mentor. He's one of the top marketing mentors in the world. You can check him out on LinkedIn, and he mentors me personally. And as he said to me last week, Sara, you are legit, right? And he goes, you have to share this with the world because you are legit and people need to hear it. And, you need to help more people because you are legit. And there's so many others that aren't. And you guys are legit, right? And just if you think about it that way, like in whatever sector you're doing, you just think how many brands that you're doing it better than, how many businesses that you've got a better solution than, but they are getting more exposure than you. Why? Because they're doing it, they're sharing their thought leadership with the world. And it just comes down to that. There's a Buddhist word for it called ichinen. It comes down to that drive. Is my mission to make a difference stronger than my fear? And that's really what changed my life, I would say. Right? Yes, someone got a compliment from a colleague. Farah is a badass. Exactly. That's it. And people really want to hear you. People want to know all about you guys. Believe it or not, they want to know. So when you're really thinking about, can I do this? Can I not? It comes back to that drive. Okay. And you can really reflect on this yourselves. So the next part in our secret four is systemizing how you sell. So how do you do that? You want to empower your team to scale without you. Would that be good, guys? Right? Some of you might just have a few freelancers working for you. You might have a virtual team. How many people are in your teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, just you, 3, Dana. It might just be you. You might not have been able to get other people to work with you. But this as well, when you systemize this, you can also get freelancers to work with you from around the world virtually, right? Because they're going to know how to sell and market your offer in an organic, profitable way. So this first you want to identify, and then you systemize your positioning, influence, and offer into one centralized game plan. So this is how you then empower your team, whoever they are, to scale without you, or prepare to empower your team to scale without you. First, you stop trying to sell to everyone. Then you stop outsourcing marketing and sales activities until you've put this game plan in place. Then you can re-outsource, right? Then you start looking at your business as different parts and look at it as one innovator growth system. You start getting focused on the customer niche who value your offer the most. You then start aligning position, offer, content, marketing, and sales into one formula. And you start following one simple system to align your team with one game plan for growth. How would it feel, guys, to have one simple system that all your team used and everyone was on the same page with the same system in place to grow. Would that be nice? Would it be great? Would it feel calming? Yeah? Cool. Absolutely. Now, my number one secret to build sales flow organically, right? Over and above everything else. So we've already talked about four amazing secrets, is to align all the different parts of your business into this one centralized game plan that everybody can access. So your category leadership game plan, your hero offer launch formula, and your thought leadership framework. So everything here, basically your positioning, your offer, your sales, your marketing in one game plan. Where is everything now? Question to yourselves. Where is it? Is it in one document? No. 10? 20? Right? The beauty is when it's all in one game plan, like, you can, as I said, not only effectively hire all those people to work with you who are outsourced, you can hire like really great value VAs to help you as well. Like, how much are you all spending on sales and marketing activities every month? 5K a month? What, write it in the chat. 10K a month, 15K a month, 30K a month. What are you spending on sales and marketing activities in 1 month? Right? How much? And how are they delivering you results? Or are you just burning cash? Question. Right? Whatever you're spending, you can optimize what you're spending to deliver you 10x results when you start to systemize all of this into one game plan. So that's the overview of my game plan, right? And the four secrets. Now, it's totally possible for you to do this, to take this roadmap and put it into place yourself and start making an additional 15K or even 30K in a month. I'm sorry, yeah, in a few weeks. It's possible, but it could also take you a few years, right? Why is that? Because the first actual point that I sort of shared earlier, like positioning is really difficult to do in a business on ourselves. We can't do it. Like I said, I do it for people in 30 days, but my mentors did it with me because it's just something because we need to see our business from the inside out. And we need to also, we need to think, well, what we say, what does it mean to the customer? Does that make sense? So this is why, like, it's the hardest thing to do unless you have a system to do it. And that's why, it can take you a long, long time to get noticed, to dial this in properly. And when you do dial it in and when you do have a system, everything changes. The second reason this could take you years is because your offer doesn't provide clear, simple to understand, differentiated value for your target niche. The third reason is your thought leadership strategy might lack punch. You might not know how to do it. It might stay overwhelming or on the back of the list of things to do. You might stay hidden. You might have more and more competitors coming along. The fourth reason, you might have no proven system to scale sales organically in place. Do you guys connect with these? These are very real. Right. And, I know they happened to me, all of them, for many years. Many years, I tried to get the scale that I wanted and struggled. So, like Rachel, the lady I mentioned earlier, before I met her, she was amazing. She had a 7-figure business, but she couldn't scale sales consistently. After she did the innovator growth system, she was able to achieve a funding goal in 90 days and raise 700K. And this has given her the trajectory to be on track to scale up to 10 million in place. Not only that, but her team were able to set 50 new appointments a month without Rachel's help. And she was able to build a category of one leadership on LinkedIn, her website, and in real life. So if I was to give you a system that could really help you, would this be beneficial for you guys? And would you like to hear the system? Yeah? Cool. So this is another amazing woman. She's from the US, like you guys, Alexandra. She has a startup. She's in my program now. She has an impact beauty startup of refillable sunscreen, and she had a business 4 years. She raised some money, but she was paralyzed. She needed to raise more and get her launch plan in place. Within 90 days, she'd raised the money she wanted, and she's got her 1 million launch scale up plan in place after 4 years of struggling. So when we say those reasons are real, okay. So, guys, I'm going to dive in and share the system with you. And this is just, again, I love stories. So now it's the story part of real people. These are some of the innovators who've already been through my program. I'm going to share some of their stories in a minute. But you've got like Debbie here with the hats. Debbie's business grew 70%. You've got Marie and Jason there who made an extra 600K. Rachel, who's raised 700K. You've got Eugenie and Lois, their sustainable winery. They've increased sales by over 1 million. So these are some of the amazing people who I have the honor and privilege to work with, my heroes. So this is really the overview of the system. So this is delivered in a mastermind, and it's all done custom made for each of the founders that go through it. But what you get is one formula, one game plan, and then it's customized for you. So the starting point of the game plan is the unique positioning formula. And that's where we really build that statement for you to really give you the absolute clarity, like real food and things the French way. These guys here are Rainforest Partnerships. Some of you might have heard of them. They actually joined my mastermind in December this year, so 2 months ago. And already Nianta, the founder here, within 30 days, she had a unique purpose positioning, and she was able to go to Davos and really make an impact and get new partners on board for her amazing not-for-profit in 45 days. So that's just the first part of what we do together. And that is all these, I'm talking about value here. All my program is a fraction of what I put here, but the value of that is 11,999. Then we move into your category of one, right? So it's what I mentioned. It's building for you a tagline for your business that you can use on your website, on your LinkedIn, on your packaging, on every Instagram, everything. You can use it when you're raising money, whenever you introduce yourself. Your team can use this, and it's different. It is a branding statement, right? But the difference between how I do it is that it comes from within you, and it's very strategic because we're connecting your branding statement to your customers, to what delivers them the value, to who your ideal customer is, so that you get that amazing alignment. And it's that enables to give you and your team clarity of who to sell to, as well as how to stand out online. And you can see here, Marie's used it in all these different places. And I already talked about her results, 600K sales increase. So that value, I don't know what the value actually is, 9,499 against a 600K sales increase. She got a great deal with that, didn't she? So the next part is hero offer analysis. And this is where we dive into everything that your business is doing. And then we streamline it. We find the 20% that's your hero offer. This is Eugenie that I mentioned. Now, they have a sustainable winery, right? And she was, making amazing sustainable wines, but their competitors were growing. They were losing their edge, what made them unique. And we were able to analyze everything that she did and show her actually how she could reduce what she was doing by 30%, like cut back what she was selling. And she increased her sales by 1.3 million in the last 12 months. If you go on my LinkedIn, Sara Simmonds, you'll see Eugenie on my LinkedIn live show last week sharing that story. So we give you a tool to be able to do this for you guys, and you put it straight in your business. So again, 14,499 in value, and Eugenie's made an extra million in sales. So next, when we've analyzed what you do, we build your hero offer toolkit. So this is a 4-step process where we look at how to elevate your brand, visual appeal, offer, and then optimize your pricing. And we put that into a game plan. As I said, all of this goes in one centralized game plan. So this is Carol that I mentioned earlier, who has the Responsible Yak Wool brand, and I'm wearing one of her pieces there. What we're doing here is looking how to elevate your business so you can achieve massive social growth. And this is even before we get to the next part on thought leadership, right? So this enables you to build massive growth without even needing to be a thought leader at all. With this, elevating your business enables you to really have a game plan in place to attract top partners. And Carol did that. And then this enables you to launch, whether it's services or products to the world, and have massive sales traction. So we take the analysis, we figure out what makes you the most money, and then we put it into a game plan for growth. So that's 15,999 in value. Again, delivered Carol a $300,000 sellout. So then we build your custom-made thought leadership impact system. So when Lisa was saying earlier, what if you're shy? What if you're uncomfortable as well, right? We do what's right for you. It's not a one-stop shop. So we find for you the right thought leadership system for you, how to share your knowledge with the world and how to grow that in a way that's comfortable for you. So Alexandra, was like you, not comfortable to share. Look at how amazing Alexandra's LinkedIn looks now. That's her in the middle. That's it today. We upgrade your thought leadership. So Alexandra now is being able to connect to VCs, which are really interested in what she's doing and achieve her fundraising goals. And we found the way that her thought leadership is comfortable, scaling a newsletter. That's what she's doing. Right. And then that's giving her more confidence then to be able to scale her LinkedIn strategy. So that enabled Alexandra to achieve her funding goals in 90 days. And that in value, 999. So then we've got organic sales system where we put all of this together into an outbound sales system for you guys that team members can run. So remember, I mentioned Rachel, her team are doing this. You don't need to do it. But the whole organic sales system enables you to launch offers to the world, whether it's services or whether it's products, so that you can really sell out. So this is an e-commerce business, and you can optimize all your other sales and marketing activities. So this e-commerce business, when I met them, they were really struggling. They were spending money on ads, but they were not getting a return. When they put this process in place, their ad return went to 5-1. And I spoke to them a few months ago. They finished my program a year ago, and they've had a 250% growth. So these numbers, again, they're huge numbers, and it's all achievable for you, no matter what your goals are, whether it's to hit 6 or 7 figures. So that in value is 13,999. And then the final part we look at is putting all of this into a custom built, centralized game plan for you and your team, where we put positioning, sales, marketing, and your offer into one. So there's Rachel. As I said, there's Lucy on Rachel's team. Lucy could never sell without Rachel. Now Lucy's booking 50 meetings a month for Rachel because everything is clear in a game plan. So that's 14,499. And so this entire system for a fraction of what's here is over 90K. And if you find this interesting and you are serious about wanting to scale, I invite you to book a founder clarity call, which you can do using this link. And the call will be today. If you book, it will either be with me or my lead impact strategist, Sam, who is amazing. And what we'll do is really understand your goals for growth. And then we will create the custom game plan for you to achieve those goals. And we'll see if the Impact Innovator Mastermind is the right fit for you. So take a note of this, right? If you're not ready to book a call now, just screenshot this. Or if you are ready, I do suggest it because we only do a certain amount of slots each week. And that's it, guys. So now I think we might have a few minutes for questions on anything that I've talked about today, anything that, you connect with or you want to ask me or share. And thank you for being here.
Thanks, Sarah. So does anyone want to come off mute and ask any questions about any of the content we've shared?
Does anyone want to ask questions?
We have one question in the chat by Lisa. She's asking, can you give us some more details on how you structure these custom programs, some tools we can use today?
So how you structure how the program is structured is that this is all set up and structured in 27 learning modules, and you put each learning module into a game plan. So what you want to do is look at your business in each of those different silos: your positioning, your hero offer, your thought leadership, and organic sales system. So each point starts step by step. And what I've laid out for you, we systemize it for you and we work through it together so that we get you your unique positioning in 30 days. We start building an outbound marketing campaign together with you. I start showing with you how to do that straight away so you can start increasing sales and decreasing the amount of time it takes to close sales.
Thanks, Sarah. I didn't want to speak because I'm sick and I don't sound like myself, but I'll just speak up now. What I'm really asking is like, what specifically are you doing? Are your customers doing specifically? Because it sounds just like a lot of outbound email campaigns and newsletters and general marketing and stuff that a lot of people already do and a lot of people already know. So what is like a good takeaway that we can use today, even without your services, that you think would be a game changer for people? And not something vague or lofty, but some very specific tactics.
The specific actions, Lisa, is exactly the steps that I've shared. So, many people, basically, when you start by getting a unique purpose position, updating your LinkedIn profile, that's a very specific action that then positions you as a category of one. So this is all about then enabling you to get more results. So when you put that positioning clear, you start getting more and more interest from people. You start then booking more calls and you start the ability of closing sales faster. When you get clear on your hero offer, it's the same thing. So what we're really talking about is following every single step I've said here and then optimizing, streamlining, and simplifying your business. Because yeah, everybody does all these things. Everybody does outbound marketing, but it doesn't necessarily work. People send email campaigns, but they don't necessarily work, right?
Well, I think they don't necessarily work because everybody is bombarded with email campaigns and nobody has time to read everybody's newsletters. Everything feels really impersonal. Even if you update your LinkedIn profile, that doesn't guarantee anybody's actually going to go there and take it. It's all very passive. So how do
Pardon?
we
Well, but it makes so when you do update your profile, yeah, it is impersonal. And when you do make it personal, Lisa, in the stats, I mean, I'm sharing the results of the clients here that follow this system. When you make it personal, when you make it real, when people feel you, when you go through those simplification steps, you stand out from everybody else. So, me personally, this is what's enabled me to build global partnerships. It's what's enabled me to really attract top clients to my program. It's what's enabling me to book like 15 to 30 meetings with different customers a month. Lisa?
Yeah, I'm here. I guess I'm not explaining myself properly because you can do all this stuff and you can do it all brilliantly, but if you're not actually able, it just seems like a very passive way to connect with the right people. And then even if you do connect with the right people, how it might not be the right time. And so then you need to nurture those relationships, obviously. But I was
What
very
do you mean
curious
it's passive? Can you explain what you mean by it's passive?
to me, I find a lot more success when I'm creating real relationships with people.
You mean as
And
opposed to online relationships?
uh, an online relationship that hasn't ever had a an actual phone call or conversation with the actual person, they don't often go anywhere.
So when you do these steps, they do go somewhere. And the point is whether this is, it's a system of refining your entire business. So every single step that we talked about, and there's absolutely nothing passive about this. This is all about taking really considered action. So this works. The examples and the case studies that I've laid out today are very specific. So if we look at, Marie, the lady who has the real food business, that's an in real life business. So the process that we talked about enabled Marie to make sure that she was targeting exactly the right clients, and the results are there. So these steps, they all increase your sales, right? Each step that I've mentioned. Marie's business is in real life. Eugenie's business, the sustainable winery, she makes
Okay.
relationships. Yeah.
Do you have clear examples of how they were selling themselves before and how they changed it? Can you
Yeah.
give me an example?
So there is about a process of refinement. So basically, Marie's selling real food, right? So she's selling, for example, her business is food and it's a delicatessen. So she's got thousands of SKUs. Each part of our process, first, the positioning, we identified through the analysis process that her core customer, is the one that's spending $10,000. So we go through a process where she can then find the way to target more of those customers, right? And not bother about the low value customers within her business. So she was able then also to streamline her offer and increase her prices and get rid of loads of low profit, low value items within her range. So each step sequentially enabled Marie to increase her sales. And she did that over 90 days and it still compounds years later. Is that clear?
Yeah, that's a clear example. I don't exactly know how that's different than just understanding who your target market is, which is pretty standard. So, okay, I appreciate you answering my question. I don't want to keep this long, so I'll let other people talk.
Who else would like to ask a question? Anyone?
Looks like unfortunately a few people had to drop. 90 minutes is a long time these days.
Cool.
Anyone? Last call? we have a little bit of wrap up just to share, and thank you to Evine, our coordinator in the background here, who's worked hard to get this event going, and behind the scenes, Marika and Natalia. WCS is a volunteer-led organization. Next slide. Oh, and there's our events again. They do go out in our newsletter and across social and directly to our members and our Slack and our member center and all the great places. So hopefully we'll get a lot of great attendance at those events. Next slide. We have our merch store there's a discount code there, WCS 15 off, my favorite mug here. But I have some of the other fun items to represent our amazing organization. Next, and of course, follow us on social media. I was listening, Sara, when you were talking about engaging with posts. I'm always looking for ways to encourage our member base to engage and be thoughtful. And also your comment about connecting with 5 to 8 interesting people per week. I do try to do that as well, and I think it's helpful. So hopefully if people were not doing that, they'll add that to their repertoire. And that's it for today. If anyone wants to reach out to Sara and missed the contact information, of course, you can reach out to info@womencleantechsustainability.org. And thank you for your time today.